What's up, beautiful black people? Welcome back to another episode of the No Clearance Podcast. I am your host, Tyler, aka Ocho, aka Old Man Lindsay, here with none other than K to the KC, host of her own Dare to Talk podcast. If you're waiting on new episodes, that's up to KC.
Oh my gosh, so am
Listen.
I.
But in the words of Jay Z, niggas want my old shit, buy my old albums. Go listen to those. Go listen to the stuff that's up. Tune in.
Beautiful connection. Yeah.
You feel me? Shout out to Jay. The boy got drafted to work. So, hey man, you enjoy. Not the army. He got drafted to work. No, sir. Enjoy the shift. You feel me? KC, how was your weekend? What you been up to?
I've been really on so when school starts up, I like to be really reflective. So I've been really to myself, kind of doing things in the house. I'm trying to get back to like lunch prepping because I don't meal prep for dinner. So I've been doing that. The weekend was really chill. I did a lot of like self-relaxation, self-care, clean the house. I'm very much so traumatized by the house. And so I always have to clean on Sunday. Like I feel like if I don't clean on Sunday, it's like something's not right with me spiritually. That's pretty much what I did.
Speaking of cleaning products, we got a steamer. Like a mop steamer. I feel like one of the IG niggas now.
Okay, so a mop steamer, talk to me. What have y'all used it?
I have used it. Now,
on what?
Couple things. Gotta make sure you use distilled water. Don't be throwing that sink water in that thing. Okay, we don't want no problems.
Damn, distilled. Now, what is distilled water? What's the difference? Is it like
I'm gonna be real honest with you.
You don't know. You just know that water is distilled.
I just know that when it comes to using water for any machinery, you know, like the bottle warmer and all this stuff, use distilled water. Okay, because it won't leave no residue. If you do it enough times, especially when water heat up, and if you do it enough times, it could leave residue with regular water.
Oh, I got you. Okay, that's better.
I'm gonna be real honest with you. I can't tell if the flow is clean, but it feels clean. Like,
what do you?
So here's the thing, like I got vinyl flooring now, you know. So
come on, vinyl.
For real, you can just like I got a good vinyl too, not the bad stuff I used to have. So really, you could just sweep it up. You really sweep, and we got a vacuum that vacuums over the floor, so you sweep, vacuum, and it looks decent. And then on top of that, the mop part is gray. It ain't even like it's white. I should get like a white mop so I could at least see if it's really picking up.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but you know what? The steamer, now, how does it keep the floor looking? Because I know vinyl, I mean, it looks shiny.
Honestly, now I ain't gonna lie, because my wife be like, I know you probably can't tell, but it looked cleaner. And then I look, be like, it's shining a little bit. Doing all right.
That's good.
Like, you could kind of like, you could hit some James Brown moves on it after you steam. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I guess that's a good sign when the floor is a little smooth. I'm still trying to figure out.
I would definitely recommend a white tip though.
Yeah.
No Diddy.
And
you know what I mean? Because gray is not going to show you dirt.
It's not going. It came with like a couple detachments, so I can also steam like clothes, and you could use it on the couch, stuff like that.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need you to send that link. Yeah.
Oh, got you. Shout out to the steam. Shout out to getting older and cleaning is like a hobby, becomes therapeutic. It's kind of crazy because
we want to be closer to godliness. You know what I mean?
I'm telling you.
Not further away. Yeah, no.
Can't be
simple
a dirty
shit. How was your weekend? So you used the steamer. What else did y'all do?
Shout out to my wife, man. Her birthday was Friday, July 26th. She is big 30. So everything this weekend was I know everything this weekend was dedicated to her. So Friday she wanted to go golfing. I did not use this as I don't want people thinking I was like,
Hey,
Oh,
you want to check out golfing?
she literally was like, "Let's go golfing," and so she played great. Actually, she did not lose a golf ball. So shout out to her. It was a good time. And then let's see, had dinner at my mom's that night for her. My mom, yeah, you ask her what you want for a meal, she cooks the birthday meals. That's her thing.
Yeah.
And then Saturday we went down to Southern Maryland. Just went to this spot in Southern Maryland. It's like an hour from my house.
Mm.
This crab spot on the river. Ate some
Mm.
crab legs and shrimp. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Shout out to everybody that pulled up. And then Sunday, went to
Come
see
on, Sunday
Leanne.
fun day.
My wife and I went to see Leanne LaHavas. Shout out to Brittany with the tickets. We saw Leanne LaHavas in concert. Um, I don't. Have you ever heard of Leanne LaHavas?
I'm gonna be honest. No.
I will. I
She
will.
sounds solid though.
I send you. I'll
But
send you her last album. Great voice, and she was really cool because it was really just her and her guitar, and she sounded so amazing, like just
hmm.
like the records. And then she had
Mm.
this piano dude come up. Um, it was a good time, man. I mean, and the concert was maybe 2 hours. And okay, maybe
Oh, it's not bad.
2 3,
So
but it felt.
what's her like vibe? Is it R&B?
Oh,
Is it rock?
she is a British. She's like British soul singer.
Oh, you
Um,
had me at hello. I feel like a lot of British artists come out of there. I mean, we had Amy Winehouse, Adele. I feel like they are very soulful. Don't know where they're getting it from, but
yeah.
very
Oh
soulful.
Lord, she's a British soul singer. Really, really, really good. I mean,
Mm,
in the venue, it was cool. The venue was a small space. It was very intimate. Like no matter where
mm.
you were standing, you could see her. Um,
Oh, that's good. Was it
yeah,
like a house of blues type of intimate or smaller?
so I've never been to House of Blues, so I can't tell you, but it was small.
So a house of blues is like, like it's a venue, but it's not. It's small esque, right? But still kind of like big, if that makes sense. It was
This
it
one
something
felt
where it's like you're
like
in a restaurant and it's like a we're at a table
nah,
vibe.
it's a standing room. It was a standing room only. Um,
Mm.
but it felt like a it felt like a rehearsal theater. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
That's what it
No,
felt
I've
like.
been to a theater like that.
Yeah, but it was
Mm.
standing room and it had a balcony. So it was tight space, but
Mm.
everybody was chill. It was the type of vibes you kind of expect. Um, a lot of
The
natural
space and
hair.
shit. Mm-hmm.
You felt like a lot of like people there was just like really music heads. Like I could feel like a lot of
Mm.
people in there used to be in band. That's the vibes I was
Mm.
getting, you know.
That's valid.
But it was
Okay.
cool. Everybody
Like
was
they have an
fly.
appreciation for the actual music
Yeah,
itself.
because the opener was
Mm.
a jazz piano player. Like he just went up there
Mm.
and played the piano for 30 minutes. They had
I
different
see. I should have
songs.
learned the piano. The piano kind of go crazy when you think about it.
I played piano from when I was 5 all the way up to like 13. I got some
Oh,
little
and so
classical pieces on me. I don't do jazz. I just know
so
I play classical music.
why did you stop?
I had time. I wasn't that invested into it. Football, I love football more. I would have
Okay,
had to.
so
It takes practice. I actually won a competition back in 8th grade. I won like a
I know.
statewide in Pennsylvania.
Wow,
Yeah, went up to Pennsylvania, won like this statewide competition. It was crazy. Shout
that's
out to
dope.
that. Yeah, that was like
Look at
cherry
you.
on top. After that, I was like, I don't care
Mm.
about this no more. Cause
Yeah,
we,
once you get the
yeah,
dub, you're like, I'm cool.
we used to be able to skip lunch to go practice. I thought that was like, that was fun. But then it was over,
That was
you
nice, huh?
know. So yeah, shout out to Leanne LaHavas, man. For those who haven't checked her out, man. tune in.
Tuned in.
So yeah, that was my weekend. Shout out to my wife once again. I am it was busy. I've been tired.
Mm.
So hopefully I can get some rest at some point. Uh but a baby is a baby. So
True
uh
that.
yeah, so let's get into some things that we weren't able to talk about these last couple weeks. Shout out to Kyrell being on the podcast
Mm.
last week. Um
Yes, my guy.
and so the week before last, um
Mm.
KC, I was at my parents, I was at my in-laws' house, sitting there watching basketball on ABC,
Mm.
and they completely cut the game off, and you just see Biden, President Biden has dropped out the race.
Now, can we? I just want to name something. JoJo Beans. That's what I call Biden because we cool like that. JoJo Beans. I'm glad he dropped out. I was gonna file a report for elderly abuse
Mm,
because it was taking a toll on Paw Paw, and it's too much.
I
So not that I
agree.
was upset.
I agree. He wasn't looking youthful at all. Everything about him
Mm-mm.
was saying
It was
old.
aged.
His
Yeah.
face,
Mm.
it just was not, a good. I tell you this about Biden.
Mm.
I respect how slim that man is for that age. You don't come across that too often.
I've never thought about that, but he's actually a fit guy.
It's clear that he is a fit guy. You know what I'm saying?
And
He
you could tell like
probably,
back in the day he was, he was
yeah.
he was really about that.
I
Yeah.
do. I thoroughly believe if he kept up the regimen, whatever regimen he on, he would have made it
Mhm.
another 4. It's
He
just the
would have.
brain, the mental aspect is just, I don't know how much you can control that at that age. And
Mhm.
a lot of people were saying he just makes decisions very slowly, which as a leader, I think that's a good
That's
quality.
a good that's a good trait, yeah.
In today's time though, you need somebody that at least is letting you know, I'm thinking about this. We working.
Mhm.
And I just feel
I
like at
mean,
his
talk
age.
about slow. Still got my student loans, huh? JoJo? The fuck are we talking about
Well,
here?
KC, what? You graduated in what? You graduated in what?
I want to say
15, right?
17.
You graduated early. Yeah,
Yeah.
17, 17.
17. Yeah,
Yo,
yeah, yeah.
yo, you almost there. You almost there at the at that 10 year.
Yeah, and I need somebody to come. Somebody got to come get it. Pick
I
it
know
up. It's
I
been
know
waiting
a
at the bus
couple
stop.
I know a couple people whose loans have been forgiven.
So that's
Um
the shit, right? It's just, and if you think about it, I'm gonna say this and then I'm done. But if you think about it, I'm giving back to the community. I'm doing public service.
that's a fact. That's a fact.
You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
crazy that my shit ain't. I mean, somebody got to come pick it up, and don't tell me, oh, it fucks up your credit. I'm cool.
Don't nobody
You know
care
what I
about no
mean?
credit.
Don't nobody
Don't
care about no
nobody
credit, and
care
I'm
about no.
I'm in a comfortable spot where I'm like, I'll take the ding. You know what I mean?
Hey, a
I'll
couple
take it.
credit card payments, that joint back up. I don't know what these folks talking about. You feel me?
Yeah, there's no way.
Uh,
No.
so that same day, we get the news that President Biden endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris to be the new
Ciao.
Democratic nominee. And of course, she is on the campaign trail. Casey, how do you feel about the possible,
Mm.
Democratic nominee for the presidential race?
So I think I'm all about being transparent and being honest. I don't want to come on here and ever like fake the funk or lie to y'all. Was I like this big Kamala fan? No. But it wasn't because I just didn't feel connected to her, right? And I know that's gonna sound crazy because like, oh, she's a black woman, blah, blah, blah. But I just didn't feel the sense of, hey, here's my purpose, here's my agenda. I'm serious about it. Let's get it done. Right. I just
Mm-hmm.
didn't feel that. And I also felt like maybe she wasn't ready at the time to be head honcho because I do know there's a lot that comes with being head honcho. So when it was Biden again versus Trump, I was like, okay, JoJo Beans is like, we barely made it through the 4, right? So being transparent, we barely made it through the four. He had a lot of falls, a lot of mishaps, and so it was just like that. We can't do that again.
Hmm.
But I cannot vote for Trump. Like that is just not okay. I would rather put my uncles on the ballot because they're also felons, than to vote for Trump. So when it's seen like that, where it's like Kamala or Trump, I'm always gonna go Kamala. Now that she's kind of threw her name in the hat, I've done a little, digging, and the woman is educated. I do feel like aside from like Trump shit, if it was somebody else, I feel like I would endorse or support her based on one, her experience in the White House, right? So you've experienced the 4 years. And then two, just with her track record, right? When we're thinking about her being a prosecutor and putting people in jail. I'm not. Uh, I don't feel no type of way about that because those are people that were bad. You commit a crime, you serve time. Like I don't understand why we're using that to say she's bad for the community. Nope, she puts away bad people. That's phenomenal. That's great. Um, but I will say I'm very proud of my people, Black women specifically. I mean, I don't. Within the 48 hours, they raised like I want to say over 1 million for her.
Yeah,
um I
yeah,
mean, it's there. I don't know yet. I'm backing her up, you know what I mean? I'm like, all right, you got my vote.
yeah.
But I'm still I just I don't know. I'm excited to see what she'll do. Mm,
Okay, okay.
mm,
Um, I respect that. I know. Well, I think we all are waiting on her to really hit the campaign trail and give us some more of her agenda. Um,
mm,
I so she's been on the Breakfast Club like 3 times. So I went back and watched those
mm-hmm.
just to
Kind of
see what
refresh
maybe
yourself.
she was talking about, refresh myself. And I will
Mm-hmm.
say, I think black people. I don't say black people. Those who try and use the
People.
prosecution, yes,
Mm,
those who try and use her being a prosecutor
yeah.
against her. Um, she actually has a book called Smart on Justice. I'm not saying I
Mm-hmm.
read it, but when she talked about the book, she talked about the book or the interview, and she was just
Yeah.
saying how she actually implemented a lot of programs in which if
Mm,
if people were arrested, they could go through a program that if they passed, not only would the record be removed, but they would acquire like a GED, they would get a job, a lot of things that would
that's
keep them
dope.
out of prison. And that
Mm.
that program was actually recommended on a national level to all the other states.
Oh, that's
So
dope.
she actually has, she's one of the people who actually took a different stance on the criminal justice system. So I find it weird when they say nah, she put people away, but like nah, she tried to
Mm,
attack the criminal justice system from like the highest seat you could in that
mm-hmm.
in that sector. And then she got a big stance on maternal health care.
Mm-hmm.
She really is making that like a major part of I believe she's going to make that a major part of the campaign, maternal health care. I think that's how she flips abortion rights. So instead of saying abortion rights, maternal health care,
Mm-hmm.
making sure that there's no women going through childbirth is a crazy situation, right? I feel like a
Right.
lot of dudes, even if you have a child, you can't understand that. A lot
Yeah.
of women do. Some women die through that process, and she's
Mm,
trying to. That is a black, and that's mostly like a black women issue. So
for
I
sure.
like that she is taking on an issue that's directed at black women. Um, the smart on justice, that's like a national thing. I think the real
Mm-hmm.
question is she gonna give us some money, and for me, for me, and I've heard this from a lot of other people.
Yeah.
As a black man, what can a black man take from her campaign and be like, oh, that's good for
That's dope.
us?
Yeah.
Hey, that's gonna be the question for me. But I mean, niggas vote for it. I don't.
I
Ain't too
mean,
many other
and
options.
it really is not too many other options. And I also think too, the thing that really is sad, and I had this conversation with my mom, is like before Biden had threw his hat, said, "Hey, I'm bowing out." I was really contemplating. I was like, "Hey, I'm not gonna vote." Like, you know
I
what I
can
mean? Like,
respect
I'm
that.
just like, and this was the first time since I've been able to vote that I was just like, I might have to sit this out because I don't want Trump to win, but I don't feel like I can stand by Biden and say, you know what, this is my president. You know what I mean? And I know I'm not the only person that felt that way. There's a couple other people I had this conversation with that was like, no, seriously. So I feel good that it's like, okay, I can, I feel comfortable knowing that my vote is going towards her. I will say that black people need to rock the vote. You know, I mean, do what you got to do. I will say this too. This is not the only time we should be voting. Obviously, this is the more popular time, right? Is the president. But I think thinking about your local legislation as well, like we need to be voting all the goddamn time. You know?
And
Yeah.
I agree, and that's what I was about to say. For those who feel like they wouldn't go vote because of the presidency race, that's not the only thing on the ballot. So even if you don't
Mm-hmm.
care about who's the president, you should still go to vote because there's other things on the ballot that need to be that need your vote.
Mm-hmm.
They'll try to pass different bills and stuff that people think they don't care about, but it actually is
Yeah.
important. They'll put that on the ballot. We also have Senate races going on. I know Maryland has an open Senate seat. We try and get a black woman on there. So
Come
you know,
on.
yeah, we had the black woman that she's going against this the former governor of Maryland. He's for some reason he said he retired,
Mm.
but for some reason he's running for Senate.
I
I
don't
thought
think
he
he
was chilling.
understands what retirement is. He
Right.
might.
So
He might not understand it.
so I think he got called up by the Republicans. Was like, hey, we need this seat, but we gonna get Shorty on there. So
Yeah,
um
I know that's right.
yeah, just to make sure, even if you don't like the presidential race, like even last year, not last year,
Mm-hmm.
I know people that in the previous presidential race, they voted for everything else except for the presidency. I'm like, all right,
Gotcha.
whatever. So let's
Well, at
not
least you voting.
dodge. Yeah, let's not dodge the ballots. We should still go there because it's a whole bunch of other stuff. Um, so even if you don't care about who's the president, we got some other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We got work to do. You feel me? So,
Mm-hmm.
um, shout out to Jalen because we could have a political conversation.
And you see, this was so peaceful. Like it was just like this is what it is. And what we're saying is not like fact. Like, oh, you gotta vote for. You gonna vote for whoever you want to vote for. If you want to put your uncle name on there, you gonna put your uncle name on there. You know what I mean? Whatever you want to do, live your life, but please vote.
Which one of your family members, and you don't gotta say no names, which one of your
It's
family members
multiple. It's
would be
multiple. I don't have just.
not
I
fellas,
just.
but which one of your family members do you think would be the best presidential candidate?
Damn, that's hard. Cause I wouldn't allow them niggas to borrow my car. Never mind the country. You know what I mean?
Yo, hey man.
Uh, you know who I would let run the country though? All jokes aside, my mother's not a felon, but my mother, she straightened that shit out.
Mm,
She
mm.
would just need a cadero, a pot, and a chancla, and she gonna have that shit straight.
Everybody getting fed. Everybody getting
Yeah,
fed for sure.
fed, and you getting your ass whipped if you don't
I'm
listen.
telling
So
you, I
yeah,
like that.
we gonna get it together. Yeah.
Yeah, I would. That's a good question, man. I would definitely have to go with my aunt Farah. Um, she's
Okay, come
like,
on, Farrah.
yeah, she got a couple Ivy League degrees. Shout out to her, man.
Oh, I
Hey,
know
get her
that's
book.
right.
Y'all get her book. Farrah, I think it's Farrah Jasmine Griffin's book. Lord Jesus. Title is
That's the name of the book. Oh,
no. Her
okay.
name is
Well,
the
let's
author.
talk about
Oh,
him.
oh,
Bring his
oh. She has
name.
a book. She has a book called Read Till You Understand. Read Until You Understand. Yes.
Ooh, ain't that
It's
critical, huh?
it's low key. It's a book about like American literature, but also my family history. It's kind of crazy that
Oh,
there's a
that's
book
kind of
about my father.
dope.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
It is. But I would choose her. Oh, you know what? Hey, I'm putting you on. I'm gonna put you.
Okay.
Let me stop. Let me stop. I don't want to waste my vote. All right. Um. Also, last Friday, not last Friday, week before, the Olympics started. So
Yes.
let's talk about the Olympics. Have you been tuned in?
I have not been tuned in. I've been because I'm fasting from social media and things of that nature. I literally have just been either watching my shows or on Duolingo or reading. So
Before
I
we
haven't.
before we
Yeah.
continue with the Olympics, I don't know
Mm.
if you've told the podcast people. But
So
what is
what?
this fasting thing? What is the situation that you got going on?
Oh, okay. So I'm doing hard 75. And I don't know. I just got into a place where I felt like, where how can I explain this? It felt like life was monotonous. Like it was just blah. And I was like, okay. I also felt like I was consuming too much social media. Like I woke up, I'm on my phone checking out, Instagram or going on TikTok. And I didn't feel like I was being productive to myself. I also felt like couldn't tell you the last time I fucking read a book. And that's embarrassing as an educator. And then it's just like, being able to get physical again. Like, yes, I go here and there, but being committed where it's like 75 days, like you're hitting your hard. So I do 75 hard where you are working out twice. I'm struggling on that second time. The first time is good. But I'm gonna
Uh,
say this: the second time is hard because that's double clothes you gotta wash, huh? Nobody, you know what I mean?
quick
Because you
question.
dirty, you know.
Quick question, because from what I know about the hard 75, if you don't do one of the things, you start the 75 over. Uh, so I'm
Woo!
curious.
So I gotta start it over, and that's
Like if
literally just the one part.
if you miss a day or if you miss like a part of the process, you're supposed
Yeah.
to start the 75
Damn. So I'm
days
gonna be on
all
this
over.
75 for a minute.
It
Um,
you
that's
know, look,
crazy.
let me tell you, Casey, you do what you want.
So you know what? I'm doing the 75 soft. That's
A
crazy.
saw
You know what? But this
75.
but this is my thing. Because 75 hard is like, oh, you gotta read 10 pages. That's easy. You gotta what you call it? Read 10 pages, you gotta find like a diet or something.
Mm-hmm.
Um and I just haven't I'm like eating cleaner and I'm fasting, but
Yeah.
literally it's the working out twice. First of all, I wake up at the ass crack of dawn. And so I do that. And then I'm like, okay, I can hit the gym in the complex. I do that. But that's already one time. I got to muster up energy to go do that shit. And I know it's like, oh, you can walk outside.
I
Outside
was
is
just
hot.
about to say
You know
that.
what I mean?
And you know the one workout has to be inside and one has to be outside. We
Right.
okay. Okay.
We just convinced. It's 75 soft. That's what the hell I'm doing. Yeah. Cause I'm telling Tyler, it be too hot. Even now, it is like what? What time is it? It's about to be 7 o'clock. It is hot as fuck outside
You know
still.
what?
The air is thick.
If you go to the gym, if you go to your gym, right? Open the
Mm.
door, open the door, walk
No,
on
and
that
then that
treadmill.
motherfucker's like double doors. You know what I mean? So it's not like open the door, it's air.
Well,
Like
I can
it's open the
respect
door,
it.
you're in the hallway.
Let me
Yeah.
just say,
Well,
I empathize, if that's the right word, with with your workout clothes struggle.
mm.
Um, because I feel like as a man, we forget that sports bras are expensive,
It's
and
fuck.
that's like the
Quality ones. Let me
main.
name. Let me name. Quality ones are expensive.
Yeah, for you to have to work out twice a day,
That's a
you
lot.
would have to really re up on those, and then on
Yeah.
top of that, you need workout clothes. And so
Hmm.
I feel for you. I do
Yeah,
think a
and I mean,
walk.
even if you wash the clothes, because I've had to like then wash clothes multiple times, because it's like, okay, I gotta make sure I got shit. Baby, that water bill ain't a joke. My water bill ended
Mhm.
up being, I want to say like one some,
Oh wow.
never again. Yeah. And that's the most
Yeah.
expensive water bill I've ever had. But that's because I've been having to What? I mean, this motherfucker, that's changed to him, but hell no. Mm-mm.
um, I'm actually, hey, I am, I want to say proud. Sound like a father. I respect what you're doing. Um, keep it up. You know, I never forget when I
Clearly, I
did
got to start
a.
again.
I
Damn.
I never forget when I did a raw vegan fast for 21 days, and I remember the feeling before that. Like I just felt like I kind of felt how you was feeling, like going through
Mm.
staring at my screen, and then I was also just feeling stuffed. Like my stomach was never feeling
Mm-hmm.
empty. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
this is the weirdest thing. So it's so crazy how people get to the point where like I need to do something not
Yeah.
extreme, but switch it up. So, all right. So you missed, you wasn't aware of the Olympics due to not being on social media.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Um,
I'm only aware of things when you and Jalen put it in the group chat.
okay. I'll make sure we keep
So,
you updated.
no.
We keep you up.
And
Oh,
I've
but
heard
real
Beyonce
quick,
has posted. I haven't seen that.
my
Fucking hate it
apologies.
here.
Let me get back to this Hard 75 real quick. How have you been feeling since you started?
I'm not gonna hold you energized. Like
Okay.
at work, and usually, and I'm tired now, but that's because I was looking at the fucking screen all day. But usually at work, I'm like crash before 10 o'clock. Like I'm ready to pass out.
Mm-hmm.
But my work day is I actually feel productive. Even the times where I'm like, all right, I need a brain break, I'll, get up, walk the building. It's a lot more I have a sense of like, oh, I got energy. I think that's my main thing. um Definitely energy. I Something that I have tried not to focus on, because I've had this conversation with my homeboy who's also, I'm trying, trying to do hard 75. I don't want the fixation to be like, oh, I gotta lose, 50 pounds or whatever. Like, it's, yes, that's an added thing, like to lose the pounds, but it's also a like betterment for your body. Like, how do you feel physically? I feel like my mental's good. I need to be very careful with my mental. It's very sensitive. Like, I get overstimulated with things. Lately, I feel like I've had the capacity to deal with people more because I'm
Mm.
so much more aware of like my interactions with people. I feel like I'm less short, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But there's
Yeah.
certain things that I'm like, I'm gonna maintain this. Like, I think I social media, I might not be as present
KC, here's
after,
the thing.
yeah.
We missed the green circle. I'm speaking for the people. We miss when that green circle
He
show up
took me.
around.
Woo.
we miss when that green circle show up around your story and all you see is your eyes and the body.
That's all you
This
need.
is
That's all.
needed in the black community. Like
I'm still gonna go in there and talk shit real quick.
the
But yeah, no, I
body,
recommend it. Yeah.
it gives true auntie vibes that don't know how to work the phone, but they can work the phone.
Hey, what you doing, baby? What you doing? Oh God, I'm hollering. Literally though, that's the vibe. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, Beyonce did. She did like introduction of the USA team. Um, I need to know what she be eating because this just gets just getting crazy.
It's
When is she
well,
gonna
she
let up?
goes she goes vegan though. She has her little vegan
Oh
phases.
yeah, a little olive oil and stuff. I don't know when she gonna let
Yeah.
up, but shout out to her. That's all I'm gonna say.
Crazy.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
insane.
It's honestly I really be enjoying the Olympics, man. The first one of the main sports I've been watching is the rugby sevens. They really be
Rugby's
just hitting
tough,
each
huh?
other. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. I was upset because France beat Fiji, yeah, for the
Mm.
gold medal. Those little islands, New Zealand and Fiji and stuff, are they
Yeah.
black people? Are they considered black people?
That's a
Or are they
great
like native?
question. You know what? I would say more closely to like indigenous Native Americans, I feel like.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That
So
native, yeah.
maybe they're people of color, You know,
There are people of
maybe.
color for sure. Cause
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, they very cocky when it comes to rugby. Like that's they New Zealand, Fiji.
Mm.
That's like they thing. You know what I'm saying? They took it for granted though. Took the L's. Uh, I've been watching the horses, bro. They
Oh,
yo folk
what
be
with the horses?
so you got so there's equestrian, but then there's also like cross country. There's like horse riding cross country event, and
Oh, I didn't know about that.
I saw a couple people falling off of that jump, falling off the horses.
Mm.
I said, "Yo, didn't know, didn't know they was going this hard." Even the horse fell.
That's
I said, "Dog,
even the horse.
yeah, yeah." I enjoy. I think my favorite part is just knowing that there's like hella sports that didn't even know this was an Olympic sport.
Mm.
You know
Like
what I'm
on a
saying?
global level. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Is there one that interests you? That's not like a typical sport.
I mean, well, I guess, well, it's typical, but it's like not something I'm like tuned into. I would say gymnastics. I
Very
think
much
it's
so.
a, I think what they're able to do with their bodies and like the training that they must have to go through is insane. I think another one, but this is once again, it's not like uncommon, but the swimming goes crazy too. When you think about
Yeah,
their
I be a
body
real hater.
form and like,
I be a real
yeah.
hater when I watch the swimming events. You know, what I'm saying?
Oh, damn. I'm sorry, Tyler. Damn. But that should put a battery in your back.
every
You know what
four
I
years,
mean?
I'm like, I'm gonna take them swim lessons.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
you
dive
got
in
to.
there.
Yeah, it's
Um,
crazy.
Shout out to the So first off, the women's gymnastic team, they won the team competition, so they got gold in that, led by Simone
Nice.
Biles and Suni Lee, I think that's her name. Um,
Simone is
did you
ripped,
know
huh?
Simone is the oldest person on the team at 27 or 20? Yeah, she's 27. She's the oldest person on the team.
Really?
Yeah, crazy.
And she's doing
Um,
phenomenal.
Black man on the U.S.
Uh-huh.
team, he won gold. I
Come on,
think in
black man.
individual. I think he's the
Who's
first
the
black
man?
man.
You're the man. Yeah.
Strong man. I think he was the first one to do it, the first black man to do it.
Oh, that's
I don't
dope.
know I don't know about in gymnastics in general, but for
Mm,
Americans, he was the first black man to win a gold medal in gymnastics.
nice.
Um,
Not bad.
Very interesting, very interesting. So shout out to him, man. I forget his name. You can look it up though, I'm sure. Uh, some Jones be crazy like handball. I'll be rocking with the handball.
Hmm.
Beach
Is that the one where they
volleyball.
toss it?
Handball is like it's like a mixture of basketball and I don't want to say soccer, but it kind of looks like soccer. So pretty much every time
Oh, I'm thinking
you
of
catch
something
the
else.
ball, you
Mm.
gotta take 2 steps. You can only take 2 steps, and after you take 2 steps, you either gotta pass it or do one bounce. It's a whole thing. Um,
Oh God, very
yeah,
technical.
but yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. It's just a lot of
Hmm.
stuff going on,
No,
and
that sounds like a lot.
yeah, yeah. There was a lot of I don't know if you heard. I don't think you heard. There was a lot of controversy with the opening ceremony where
Hmm.
they some they uh, I don't want to get too much into it. I just know there was some controversy because there was this one scene that looked like um what's that Da Vinci painting? The Last Supper. There was this one scene that looked like
Yeah.
the Last Supper, but it was like people are saying it was like drag queens on at the table. It's a whole thing. It's
Ooh.
something you would have to
I mean,
look up,
anything involving religion is always hairy. You know what I mean?
but
And
the creator
especially,
was like, that's not what he intended. But I mean, that's
mm,
just what everybody gonna say
intent
something.
and perception is two different things, though. But
I
that's
know it's deep.
so.
But yeah, shout out to the Olympics and shout out to the Jamaicans. That's the only other time I root for another country. Only other
Yeah, I
time
mean,
I don't be rooting for Jamaica in track, but if they win, I'm like, I ain't mad though.
yeah. Keep your head up. Yeah, I love to see it.
You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? I ain't mad at it. You feel me? So yeah. All right, man. Yeah, it's KC. Tune in, man. You know, it's gonna be on. It's on all day,
Okay,
every day.
okay,
You
that's
feel me?
good.
All right. let's see what we got. Olympics. Wait, music.
Talk
Let's
to
talk
me.
music real quick. August 9th, Big Lotto is dropping an album. Sugar
Mm.
Honey Iced Tea. Um,
Hmm.
how she dropped the album trailer.
Yeah.
Love to hear your thoughts on it.
You know what? I love when people are proud of where they come from. Do you know what I mean? It's something about paying homage to like the city that like essentially raised you. So I thought her trailer was dope because it was like this play on ATL the movie. And I love to see it because Lotto puts on for her city. She's very vocal about, at Atlanta and that being like something that like made her who she is. Um, I thought it was good. I thought it was tasteful.
Yeah.
Now, the thing that made me scared is I don't believe she's done a trailer for her other stuff, right? And so sometimes I get apprehensive about being excited for projects because then I feel like, okay, we get into a situation where it's overhyped and the project it's not bad, but it's like mid. And I feel like her trailer is giving be like what's after mid, like, you know what I mean? Top notch. And so I just hope that we're not disappointed with the album and misled by the trailer. But the trailer seems good. It caught my eye. I'm definitely waiting for the drop. Yeah. What did you
Yeah,
think?
I'm not gonna take too much from the trailer. I mean, one of my favorite rappers, J. Cole. J. Cole drops a teaser for
Mm,
ever since 2014, he's dropped a teaser for every album. So at
mm,
a certain point, you're like,
it's coming.
and some of his albums be like, oh, it matched up, and then some of 'em,
Hmm.
it was what it was. So, um,
That's a nice way to
so
say it wasn't the bar.
the whole goal is to promote the album, and
Mm,
I think it
yeah.
was an excellent way of promoting it. As you said, nothing like somebody repping their hometown.
Hmm.
It was like spot on ATL. She even had Ti in it. I love how they had the poet, forgetting his name, forgive me, but
Hmm.
he's like a major part of just ATL music. He's in a lot of Outcast albums and things of that nature. Um, it actually had me just thinking, like, is ATL? ATL
Mm.
has to be the best movie that has represented the city of Atlanta. I don't know, like,
Movie wise, yeah.
movie. Well, now, of course, Atlanta the show
I think did
is,
a good job. But I think movie wise, no, I think it embodied Atlanta and the culture.
yeah, thoroughly. Like,
Hmm.
you know, it's a lot of Tyler Perry movies that take place in Atlanta. It's a lot of
But they
other
don't.
movies. They don't,
Mhm.
low
Yeah.
key, ATL is probably the greatest movie to represent that city. So
Mm.
and it's just crazy to think that we, like, when I see people like doing their rendition of ATL,
Yeah.
like it's crazy to think that that movie is old enough where there's people out there that may not have seen it, and they're
You
like,
lie.
I feel like it's old enough where there's people out there that may not have seen it, and it's like, yo, oh, where'd she get that from? Which is crazy. It just make me feel like
I'm
I'm
really
getting old.
about I'm about to wow, 2006 is crazy. 2006 is
And think
crazy.
about this. Think about this. If you was born in '06, you 18. You like just beginning to like go back and watch old stuff and do things on your own. They probably like, I ain't even never seen that movie.
It's gonna hit 20 years. It's been 18 years, but like we're on the cusp of it being dropped
I
20
would
years
love
ago.
to
That's
see
crazy.
I would love to see an ATL too. I think it's almost about that time.
But you know what? But this is the problem: is they tease it. Ti teases like, yeah, we working it out, and it's like, I mean, part two. I feel like the way ATL ended, it's an easy setup. Like it's not like they would have to do too much reaching or structuring. The
Well,
shit was set up nicely.
Ti and Lauren London would have to have a kid by now, right?
Absolutely. Well, fuck around more than one, huh?
I think the story would be about one of their kids.
Ooh, yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
while you could bring back Esquire and all them for like little cameos, you got to find a whole new cast, low key. Atlanta different. I mean, I would think Atlanta's changed since '06 a little bit. So,
Mm, yeah. And
they
I mean,
still
with a family, you got different priorities. Now it's
yeah,
like a different grind.
you
No, that's
still
dope.
got staples. You still got staples. They still gonna show the Waffle House. You still
Mm-hmm.
gonna have Cascades and all that. But you would what would be interesting is if Ti, you know, started acting like her father. What if that nigga actually
Mm,
grew up to be successful? Got his
yeah.
family out the hood. Now he acting like that nigga. To another
Extent.
Ti looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be crazy. It'd be interesting. All right, hey. We need an ATL movie in 2 years, man. That'd be perfect timing. 20th anniversary.
That would. Damn, 20 years though. That's insane.
That would be
Oof.
perfect timing. All right. Um,
Boom, boom.
KC, man, I want to talk about another female rapper. Shout out to
Mm-hmm.
Doechii. Doechii, like
Dochi.
when you get a chance, you check out her Instagram. She has been dropping what she calls swamp sessions. And so
Mm-hmm.
she's giving her, because she's from Florida, the swamp and all that stuff. But she is giving herself an hour to write a song.
Mm-hmm.
And then once she records it, she drops a video with the song. She's been doing this like every Friday. Um,
Oh, that's dope.
yeah, the first video,
Mm.
the first video was her um, with no top on, but she was
Okay, that's different.
operating. She was operating the what's the thing that like breaks the ground up? I don't know what it
I
is
don't know
called,
what that is.
but
I know what you're talking about, but I don't know what it's
she
called.
was operating some heavy machinery
Mm.
with no shirt on.
Love that for her life.
Yeah, and she really just been spitting. She really just been spitting. Like I'm really hoping these, compile into something that, she puts on into one project and whatnot. But
Mm-hmm.
I,
Yeah.
you know, TDE has
Mm.
not been looking as strong lately. And we
Mm.
kind of knew this with Kendrick leaving. We kind of knew this with
Mm-hmm.
Kendrick leaving. Schoolboy Q's album was solid, but just the way music is nowadays, it was very like here and gone. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so what's it? Reason left the label. So really, the
Mm.
only real spitter. Oh well, they got Rayvon. They got that boy Rayvon, but he's still kind of working. He's still not really
Yeah.
known like that. So the only real spitter left
Mm.
really is Doechii. So I'm really hoping she gives us something because it's been a minute. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
Cause yeah, what you think of her?
I mean, I've heard a couple of her songs. I think she's solid. Like you said, I think she is definitely when we have the conversation of like female rap artists, she's oftentimes not mentioned, but I don't think it's because of her ability. You know what I
No,
mean? I don't
no.
think she's had her like pop out moment, right? Like we could look at Lotto, we could look at Meg, we could look at Cardi, we could look at all these women and we can pinpoint, all right, this is when their shit jumped and like it made sense. But for Doechii, I'm hoping that with what you're saying with these videos and this opportunity, it'll kind of launch her into her moment. Whether
Yeah,
that is all these being compiled into an album, a EP of some sort. I think that she's somebody. It's been her, Flo Milli,
mm.
and Mana Leo that I've been like looking out for and
I've
just
heard of
waiting for
Mana
that.
Leo, but I
Like,
need to tune in. Yeah,
yeah, I mean, and there are three women that could really spit, but I'm waiting on their like that moment where it's like, okay, now they're in the stratosphere, they're out of here. kind of a thing.
Yeah, Doechii dropped that song Alter Ego a couple
Mm-hmm.
months ago with JT. I think JT was on it. And I thought at that time, I was like, okay, this, I mean, it looked like it was a big single. Like the
Mm.
music video looked crazy. Like it
Yeah.
looked like they put a lot behind it. So I was thinking something was coming. But I wonder why TDE just takes so long. I wonder if they just, I don't know if it's like they wait for a perfect storm, especially for her.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't know. I mean, it's probably smart they waited, right? Meg just dropped. Meg on tour. Um,
Mm-hmm.
ain't nobody going. I don't think too many people were making time for that. And then now with Lotto coming out in August, um, I don't know. She'll probably drop in the winter.
And you know what? And I wouldn't be mad at that. I feel like the winter would be a good time because everybody is kind of recovering and getting ready for the next. You know what I mean? Especially Megan. She's the summer's hers, right? She's named
Yeah,
like the
yeah,
summer's her season. So I feel like she's kind of doing her tour. She just dropped her album, so that wave by winter is gonna die down. And I feel like I'm trying to think if uh the last I feel like people don't. Well, I'm thinking a female rap artist. I don't think they drop often in the winter. I feel like winter we get more music as far as like R&B artists. You know what I mean? We get the
yeah,
slow shit. So it actually would be nice if she did
yeah.
because then she's not. You know what I mean?
I think her music is great for the gym. So do feel like the winter would be better for her.
Mm.
For
Well,
everybody
so
trying to get ready for the summer. I think some
mm-hmm.
like cause her music be real upbeat. It gives you real Florida, Miami
it,
upbeatish.
you know what I will say the beat she picks her beats well. She's not fighting it. You know, if she
No.
flows with it, I would say that it's like pump up songs. So I would say yeah, I would
Yeah,
agree with the G.
exactly. Pump up songs is perfect, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You
So
can't be sad listening to her. It's like all right, I got to get up, I got to get it. You know?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So shout out Doechii, man. TDE. I haven't given up hope
Hmm.
in TDE yet.
I
You
didn't
know,
even know she was on TDE, so that's good to know.
it's crazy. They keep it low key. All
But
right,
you know,
let's.
Schoolboy Q mentioned that TDE takes too long, so it's not just
I
us peeping it.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't,
Yeah.
and honestly, right now, I ain't heard nothing from Dreamville either. I don't know what I mean, those are like the two, at least in my life. Those are like the two
Yeah.
major hip hop labels at the moment, right? That
Mm-hmm.
everybody know going drops good music. Dreamville
Quality. Yeah.
and Top Dog. And I don't know what's up with these niggas. I don't know. It's a weird time. I mean, I know J. Cole just went through the beef.
Yeah.
The beef that was the beef that wasn't. I feel like
The
he's like
beef that
laying low.
wasn't. I mean, the smartest thing that man could have ever done.
I feel like he laying low. But I know he got the fall off coming. So I'm like, I mean, did the beef like change up his whole album list? Is he got a whole new joint? I don't know.
Oh, that'll be
I don't
awkward.
know, man. God dang it, Cole.
Boom,
All
boom.
right. Let's talk one more topic. Uh so this happened a couple weeks ago. The No Jumper podcast. A podcast
Mm-hmm.
that
Yeah.
hosted by dude Adam 22. He's known for he
Mm-hmm.
interviews a lot of younger rappers, a lot of the Lils
Yeah.
and the Babies. Um
Literally.
a lot of Lils and Babies. Um he interviewed, I forget the dude name. He a rapper though. He actually is a rapper.
Block star.
Blockstar. He interviewed
Mm-hmm.
Blockstar. Allegedly. I mean it's probably known, but I'ma just say allegedly. Allegedly Blockstar was
I mean,
yeah,
he admitted it. He named he did it. So.
Blockstar was part of the group of people that robbed and allegedly killed Pop Smoke. That's where the
Mm-hmm.
allegedly will come from. I don't know if we don't know if he did it. You know what I'm saying?
He
We'll
said it, but go ahead. You could say allegedly. I'm gonna call him a murderer. Go ahead.
and I don't know, man. On principle, this sounds. It looks bad that you would
Mm,
interview to do. Like it feels like like just a real want for views.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
On the surface, it just and then you know I personally I watched it for the podcast purposes.
No,
You know what I'm
same,
saying? We
same. I
watched
was
it
not
for
checking that shit out.
watch it for podcast purposes. Um, so before I keep going, Casey, what did you think of the interview?
I want to say that I am not somebody that is like subscribe or watches No Jumper. Didn't even know anything of him besides that he likes to monetize off of black um like pain, and just like seizes his moment. And it's not in a way of like, it's not a healing, like, come on, let's talk to your trauma, and like, it's not productive, so to speak. So, there's that. Watching it, I had mixed feelings, right? Because you got this kid, and I think ultimately that's the thing, is like, he's a kid. I think he's 20 years old now, but he was a child when he did it. He's still a kid. It's kind of sad to see that he's still battling with internal things. And you could tell based on like how he would answer questions. And you can kind of pick up when he's lying and when he's not, based off how he was answering Adam. And there was this like, and maybe I'm seeing it because I'm somebody that's like aware of things like that, but I felt like it was this thing of like he's battling his pride, but also he's remorseful. And I think it comes off like he doesn't give a fuck. I was reading the comments as well, y'all. And not to say like, he don't care, but it just seems like he wants to be sorry, right? He wants to be remorseful, but he also feels like, oh, well, this is the way of the streets. I'm hard. He's still active in the, gang. Um, it really was sad. I'm not gonna hold you, Tyler. It was pretty sad.
Uh, yeah, yeah, because you can't say I'm not sorry and then say condolences to the family. That
Right.
just don't add up.
It conflicts. Mm-hmm.
It does conflict. I sometimes I think it's just a very interesting culture that he's in.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot of room for feeling anything. Not a lot of room for trying to right your wrongs. You kind of
Mm-hmm.
just at this point he feeling like, man, I'm just trying to do what I can while I'm out here because I'm most likely going back to jail for Lord knows what. Cuz don't even know why he would be going back. He's
But the
just
fact that
young.
that's already like in your mind, like you already know that this is a cycle, like I'm gonna go back, is a problem for me. I think he was sentenced to 4 years and I believe 20 months or some shit like that. I don't, or 2 months. Let me rephrase. I think he did the 4. I don't think that was enough. I think murder, it shouldn't even matter if you a kid at that point, because you literally murdered somebody. You killed a human being. And so I
Well,
don't think that
I think being a child does play a role.
I now here's my thing. I understand he was young, but I don't think 4 years was enough time. Why? He did 4 years, correct? Then he kind of is like back in motion again. And even when he was getting questioned by the police, like in the midst of being questioned and like, hey, do you know why you here? You knucking and bucking. So it doesn't seem, I don't think the sentence was right for Pop's family, but I also don't think it was right for him. I don't think he had time to reflect and really sit with what he did. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying about the kid part shouldn't count if you're not if you didn't gain or understand, oh shit, killing people, that's not right. Probably should like clean my life up, get it together. And there was a point in the interview where he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna be somebody or something someday. My dad told me this." And it's like, okay, so what are you gonna be? Didn't know what to say. And I will say I was a little pissed off when he was like, "Well, my dad went to jail." Nigga, welcome to the party. Like, you're not the only one with a single, you know what I mean? So then that means we should all be out here turned up doing some wild shit. You can't use that as an excuse. Now, I will say it seems like that hurt him, and maybe he's processing that in a certain way. But I don't know. I think 4 years wasn't enough. It's evidently clear he didn't gain. You know what I mean? Some people come out of jail, Tyler, and hey, sharp. I pray every day. Fuck it. I'm selling bean pies. I'm Muslim now. I've turned my life over, and there's been this like revelation. With him, it just seemed you came out and you went back to doing the same shit,
I mean,
essentially.
I I I like I don't know nothing about the West Coast stuff, but I'll make the assumption there's more of him than there are those that come out doing better. It
Mm,
truly is a system. It truly is a cycle that once you're in it,
mm-hmm,
it's very difficult to get out. Even if you
mm,
try, he probably could have tried to go home, try to get a job. They ain't finna hire
mm-hmm,
him for nothing. So then it's like, well, how am I supposed to? I can't go to college. It's just
mm-hmm,
there's a lot of things, especially at that age, that really won't let you really succeed. Like you really have to
mm,
give it your 100%, your all, and there's no room for another error. Not just
yeah.
and I'm not gonna make. I'm not here trying to make excuses,
Mm-hmm.
but it just kind of shows you life is hard. Life is hard, and then
No, it's definitely hard
nobody is mind you, he was in and out of juvie
beforehand.
before. So then
Mm-hmm.
it's like, okay, correctional system kind of failed you.
Yeah.
Uh, Parents not there.
No.
Pops is in and out. Pops is failing you because he keeps going back to jail. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? He's not trying to be there to try to guide you at all.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, of course, nobody. It's hard to feel bad for the dude, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then it's hard to believe he didn't know who Pop Smoke was. But also, he is on the West Coast. Pop Smoke was a big New York artist
I would
on the
say
come up.
the thing that makes it, he mentioned something. He said you can't be bad. I can't be bad if you love King Von, right? And so King Von is like a Chicago rapper who is like, his raps are basically I wouldn't say glorifying, but he's kind of depicting the life. Like he would rob, jug, and kill and do what he was, had to do, kind of similar to his situation. Now, the issue with that just is, I think, what is, then it takes away the art of rap, right? I think, where did rap come from? It came from us talking about what we're going through and what's happening in our backyard, right? So I don't necessarily think we're glorifying it, but we're talking about it, right? We're saying like, hey, this is what I went through, this is what I got going on. Whoop de whoop. I don't think that because Pop Smoke, had songs that names like, yeah, I was out here, doing shit. I don't think that makes it where it's like, so your life is worth less or your death is like not the same as somebody who maybe like didn't rap about that and like went to college or whatever. And I think that's the concern I had when he made that comparison to King Von. But then it makes you think about, so then should we not have drill rap? Should we not rap about those things? But then it's like, okay, shit, then that's freedom of speech. You know what I mean? Then you don't have freedom of speech. So it's hard. It's difficult.
I mean, to to say no to drill rap. I mean, look,
Mm,
every era of hip hop has had is gangster music. It's
Mm-hmm.
had like the music that talks about this type of stuff. In
Yeah.
every era, there's been artists that you could you could say may have paid for what they put on record.
Mm-hmm.
Pay the consequence.
Yeah.
Now do we mind you, Fox Smoke was just out there. He was home. He wasn't supposed to be home. Well, in their eyes, he wasn't supposed to be home. It wasn't like they was like trying to intentionally take that man's life.
Mm-hmm. No,
So
and
do
he
I
was
want to put
fighting
that on
back.
drill music? Yeah, do I want to put that on drill music? I don't know. It's just a
Yeah.
weird situation to think that and I don't want this to sound. This is directed at Adam 22. It's not directed
Mm-hmm.
at any other white man.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's just weird to think that they keep giving that man like what man in his right mind is gonna let him speak on a public platform? I
And
just
I think
didn't
that's
think.
the thing too.
Yeah,
You know,
he doesn't. Man, like that man need to be worrying about fixing his life. You got this man up here, and he not. First of all, can barely understand the nigga.
he smoked out. He was he high as shit. And I want to say that it was more than just weed. You know what I mean? And like, but that's what I'm saying, Tyler. He's struggling with this idea of like, I gotta be hard. I'm in the set, woo woo. But I feel really shitty. You know what I mean? I feel sorry. And even him being able, oh, I don't feel sorry. I feel sorry. Oh, my condolences. That battle, that internal battle, like you said, that's some shit he needs to kind of do with some professional help and
It was
not in
almost.
front of a fucking camera.
I'll say like it's almost good and bad that he was on there, right? Like I feel like
Mm,
on principle, it's like, do you really give somebody like that any type of voice um
mm,
to speak, or you know what I'm saying? But also like you could see a man that's like you said, thoroughly in some type of conflict and it just doesn't look good.
mm,
You know, you could
yeah,
see that and be like, man, I ain't trying, I can't be like this nigga, you know. And
yeah.
I will say, why niggas gotta stop rapping. Niggas got to stop rapping. That why as a nigga that is allegedly the nigga that took out a rapper, you gonna try to
Yeah.
get into that industry. It almost like that's just weird.
It's weird, and it also then it makes it easy for people to paint the narrative that you killed him off some jealousy. Now that may not be it, but it can easily be depicted as such. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you killed somebody who was, become. I would say he was successful in getting bigger, right? And so, and I get it. Like that's not the first time he robbed or went to somebody's house and things of that nature. So, there's all that. I mean, I like to see the positive in everything. And I mean, it's so unfortunate that Pop had to lose his life. But I think that situation in particular makes people understand you need to keep your head on a swivel. Like what you think is like, oh, I'm posting this Dior bag, but it has an address on it. Like, you know what I mean? And I understand like he wasn't, because in his mind, he's on the West Coast. Like I'm cool. I'm fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's just like
Yeah.
there's little things that these, I want to say rapper or famous people do that it's like you have to be super aware of where you are, the pictures you're taking. When people take pictures and send it to you, unless you have it turned off, it tells you your geotag, like where you're
Yep.
located. I mean, PMB, that situation, right? There's a lot of
Yep.
situations where we just have to be smarter. If we're gonna, you know what I'm, especially if we used to be affiliated with that life, we have to move smarter. And it's unfortunate that it has to come at this cost, but yeah, got to be smarter.
Yeah, man. Yeah. RIP Pop, RIP PNB. That West
Yeah.
Coast is no joke. I ain't playing with you niggas.
No. Mm-mm.
No, not playing with you niggas at all. If I go out to LA, I'm not on Instagram.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
not
not.
messing
I'm just
with you
not even run.
niggas.
I'm
Yeah,
I'm not even
eh,
running the risk. Like it's never that
can't,
serious. Yeah, no.
can't, can't.
Yeah.
Oh
Well.
man. Hey, yeah. No jumper podcast code. Like you
You know what the shit
you
is?
gotta be desperate.
I love that we're all on the same page. Like, even in the comments, there was one comment where it was like, yo, I feel like a fucking clown for watching this. Like, yeah, even though I was watching it for the podcast and I wanted to get notes, but I'm like, I feel so clownish. Like, I feel like a fool watching this. And I felt so bad for the kid. Like, it literally is just like you want to be like, oh, I wish him hell. But it's also like, here's a kid who is not fully figured that shit out or worked through that shit. And here you are putting them on the center stage. So, and it wasn't even, I don't mind interviews that are thorough. You know what I mean? Uh, who I feel I forget the white lady's she's really good at interviewing. I forget her name. Barbara
I
Streisand?
know.
No, that's the
Yep.
singer, huh?
Yep.
That's her?
I don't know.
No, that
I went with anyway.
man, but there's, I don't mind it if we're
I
gonna
know you
interview
talking
people
about.
like this. You know what I mean? Have it be thorough, have it be factual. The questions he was asking, it almost seemed like he was insinuating, like, yeah, y'all people in the hood, and it's like, why are you spitting this narrative? If you wanted to sit down and get this information, and then it's almost like you're dragging it. The interview didn't need to be that long. We know why you
No.
have him here. Get to the point.
I'm gonna be honest with you. This No Jumper podcast makes Vlad TV look um very credible. I,
Hey,
like this
and I fuck with Vlad TV. A lot of people been like Vlad is oppy, but I watched a couple. You know what I mean?
Vlad's has some solid joints, but it like Vlad No Jumper make Vlad TV look just way better than
Like
what
2020,
people.
that shit is
Yeah,
Dateline. Yeah.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Nah, man, I don't know, man. That's just some weird stuff, bro.
Telling you,
Because the brother ain't getting away with that.
weird,
Nobody is. All right, come on, man. That's just very.
weird
I don't know how to feel. I don't know if it's. It seems irresponsible,
as fuck.
very
Yeah.
irresponsible, but it's
Mm-hmm.
also kind of like the somebody was gonna do it. I'll put it that way.
Right.
You
And
know.
and that's why I'm placing emphasis on. I get it if it was gonna be done, have it be done correctly and right.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
the questions we were asking were not. We don't know. Okay, we knew he was there and whoop whoop, whatever, cool. But I feel like there was deeper questions that could have been asked that I feel like as his fans, we would have been like, okay. You know what I mean? Like, there's just like that gap. I feel like when
Yeah.
any murder case happens, people just want to know why. What was the reason? There's questions that need to be answered for people's closure. And not even just for the fans, but I'm sure his family wanted closure as well. Um, yeah, but I mean, don't cop that nigga's album or mixtape.
Right.
Don't
Okay.
follow that nigga on SoundCloud. Yeah.
Oh man, everybody check out some Pop Smoke, man. Go listen to Pop real quick. KC, always a pleasure. I appreciate you. Hope you
Likewise.
have a great week. You know what I'm saying? Uh,
Gang gang.
how many weeks till school? Cause I know the South start early.
Uh fuck. I think we got like two.
Ooh, well, look, I hope you enjoy these
Yeah.
last 2 weeks.
I'm
You know what I'm
telling you.
saying?
I
Doing
told you,
your
I was like, hey, we gotta put a cig on the lip. Kind of sit back and
for
relax.
everybody, for everybody that doesn't like the hard 75. Go to soft 75. A nice
That's clearly
soft
what I'm
75.
doing.
Hey man, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure you go to noclearancepod.com/shop. Get you a dad hat like the one I got on. If you want the shirts, hit me up. They're not on the shop no more. We are strictly selling dad hats at the moment. But if you want any other merch, just hit me up. And for the convo before the convo, make sure you go to patreon.com/noclearance and subscribe to the No Clearance Patreon for $5 a month. That's just one less Starbucks coffee that you would get on a Saturday morning.
5.
Just put that away and help us keep this podcast going, and so because we got stuff to pay for. We got stuff to pay for. and we
shit
need
to
your
do,
help.
places to be. You know what I mean?
With all that being said, thank you all for tuning in, man. Stay black.
Stay blessed.
Peace.
Peace.